Hi guys, welcome to a new video. So as the title suggested, in this video I'm going to show you how to make a boring looking footage to a really cinematic video. So before we start with the video, let's roll with the intro. Now what really makes a video really cinematic? I mean, we are all people who shoots with our smartphone most of our times, and we know that it doesn't have a cinematic look. If you actually watch a cinema, you would know that, you know, maybe it's the camera, it's just very smooth and it's not shaky. Then there's the colors, then there is the sound effects, the music. The combination of all these makes a video really cinematic. So let me break it down step by step to make your videos also look cinematic. I think I'm using the word cinematic a lot of times, so bear with me here. Okay, the very first step that I want to tell you is shoot at a higher frame rate if you don't have a gimbal. Now, why do I say if you don't have a gimbal? Because gimbals really makes your footage really stable, but most of the time we are not using a gimbal. Most of the time it's handheld, whether it's a smartphone or it's a camera. Most of the time it's handheld. When it's handheld, there are a lot of chances for a shaky footage. That just kills everything. So to make it more stable, it's better to shoot at a higher frame rate. I mean, nowadays there are smartphones that can shoot in 30, 60, 120, even 240 fps. But I don't recommend shooting everything in 240 fps and make it like really, really slow. No, but maybe 60 and 120 is like the go-to. So take this footage for example. This was shot at 60 fps. So I know that I'm shooting handheld, so I know that I'm going to make a lot of shakes. So the key thing is to hide the shake. You can do this by slowing down your footage to 40% if you're shooting at a 60 fps and make the shake less obvious in this case. There is shake, but it's not very visible. So this is the very first step that you need to be doing. Shoot at a higher frame rate. Now, why did I reduce the speed to 40% and not 20% or maybe 25%? Where did I get this number 40? So it's really simple. Ideally, all movies have a standard that is 24 fps because that is the frame rate in which everything looks natural and the motion blur, everything is natural. But if you have a footage that you shot at 60 fps, you need to convert it to 24 fps. How to do it? It's a simple calculation. 24 divided by 60, you get 0.4. So that means you have to reduce it by 40%. Now, if you have a footage that is shot at 120, 24 divided by 120 is 0.2. So you have to reduce the footage to 20%. So that's how this math really works. This particular footage was shot at 60 fps, so I had to slow it down to 40%. Now, if you have a talking shot like this, the camera is still and it's placed on a tripod. It's ideal to shoot in 24 fps. But if you really are outside, capturing birds, capturing other things, it's always safer to shoot at a higher frame rate. So let's move on with step number 2. Shoot at a flat picture profile. Now, what do you mean flat picture profile? I mean, in movies, the color grade that they use, it's like really good, and you sort of wonder, how can I achieve that? Main factor here is shoot at a flat picture profile so that you have a wide flexibility in color grading. Now, how to achieve this flat look? There are phones where you can shoot in log profile, but if your phone doesn't have it, there are apps like Filmic Pro where you can shoot in a flat picture profile. So once you have a flat picture profile and if you color grade it well, this is how the footage is going to look like. But make sure you don't overdo it. I mean, if you overdo it, people watching it will feel that, oh, this is some amateur work. So subtle is the key. So grade it well. How to grade, it's all based on different creative perspective. But the way I've color grade, I've done a video about it. It'll be somewhere up here. Now my LUT is available. It's a cinematic LUT which I have custom made. It's there in the description. It is sort of a teal and orange look, the teal and orange look. It's basically what all Hollywood movies try to achieve. So I've made this custom LUT. So it's not very expensive. If you want to check out it, it's down in the description. Moving on with step number 3 is editing tweaks. So what I do is add in black bars on top and bottom to make it look wider. It's just an option. I mean, it looks a little bit more, oh, again, I have to say that word, cinematic. So how to achieve this? Either you can crop it manually, or there are plugins. You just search in black bars and it's available online. Moving on with the last step, that is sound effects and music. Now, adding in sound effects and music is really crucial because, a good video can easily get spoiled with a bad sound effect choice. So where I find sound effects is from a platform called Epidemic Sound. It's a paid subscription site where you can download music, sound effects, and it's really easy to use. You just have to search in whatever is needed. In this case, it's a bird flying, so I just have to type bird flying and there it's available. So in this particular case, it's a bird flying. So I add in a bird flying, and you can also add a little bit of wind and maybe a little bit of birds chirping. All together, you get a nice ambience in this video. And if you add a really good soundtrack on top of that, this is how it's gonna look. So this is how it's done basically. So let's see where we started from. So this had no proper color grade, this had no sound effects, no music, and it was just a very boring video. So by applying all these steps, we have converted this video to a cinematic video. So there you have it, guys. Just 4 steps that you need to follow to make your footage cinematic. I hope you guys learned something from it. Thank you all for watching. Subscribe to the channel for more future videos. That's pretty much it. I'll see you all in the next one.